What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com. Just a man and his candle here on a rainy Monday morning in Kentucky. We have very big news to bring you guys right now, and I'm trying to do these news video updates much more, and this is a pretty big news update video. If you're watching live on youtube.com/Fightful, leave us a thumbs up, and please donate a super chat to get your question or statement read on the air. Of course, we're going to have some pretty significant coverage of this situation all throughout the week. Listen, you boy, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern is where you'll want to be. We're going to hear from Brandon Thurston on this as well, who is the expert in the financial field as a result of this. But WWE is moving the WWE Network to Peacock. I will read directly from the press release that WWE sent to Fightful at this morning at 7:43 this morning. It says, Peacock and WWE today announced a multi-year agreement that gives Peacock exclusive streaming rights to WWE Network in the U.S. It goes on to say, NBC Universal has a long-standing relationship with WWE that began nearly 30 years ago on Monday Night Raw in the USA. WWE always has tapped into the cultural zeitgeist with spectacular live events and larger-than-life characters, and we are thrilled to be the exclusive home for WWE Network and its millions of fans across the country, said Rick Cordella, Executive Vice President and Chief Revenue Officer at Peacock. WWE Network is a transformative addition to the platform and complements, they misspelled compliments, Peacock's massive catalog of iconic movies and shows, as well as the best live news and sports from NBC Universal and beyond. Nick Khan, WWE President and Chief Revenue Officer, said, we are thrilled to further the long-standing and trusted partnership WWE has with NBC Universal. Peacock is an innovative platform that will enable us to showcase our most significant events, including WrestleMania, and provide the extraordinary entertainment our fans have come to expect with the combination of premium WWE content, live sports, news, films, and television programs. Outside of the quote, we get news that Peacock will launch WWE Network on March 18th, just in time for WrestleMania a few weeks later, beginning the rollout of more than 1,700 hours of new original and library WWE content or WWE Network programming on demand and 24/7 channels, including all live pay-per-view events, including WrestleMania and SummerSlam. But Fastlane will be the first one on Sunday, March 21st. Original series like The Last Ride, Broken Skull Sessions, and WWE Icons. In-ring shows like NXT, NXT UK, 205 Live, and replays of Raw and SmackDown. WWE Network archives, you know all about that. Groundbreaking documentaries. And starting in 2022, it says one signature documentary annually. I don't know what that includes. We'll circle back to those details, but I feel it's important that you guys know this. The companies will share details on managing customer accounts closer to the Peacock launch in March. This means we might not have your answers right now. They're going to have them over the next 2 months. So if you have a bunch of questions about that, you might want to hold off on that. It's also said WWE Network, including all pay-per-views, will be available on Peacock Premium for $4.99, a $5 savings, where members will enjoy access to the entire WWE and Peacock catalog, more than 47,000 hours of premium programming. For an ad-free experience, Peacock Premium Plus will be available for $9.99. Okay, lot to get into here. First off, this super chat, not trying to disrespect you, my guy, but Christian Burden says, if WWE can't get any of those 26 million subscribers to tune into weekly TV, expect any big changes. No. WWE just made $1 billion reportedly. Reportedly. $1 billion for this deal. That is according to the Wall Street Journal. That'd be $200 million a year. We're going to talk more with Brandon Howard about that tomorrow. I reached out to WWE. I have not got a response, but they did indicate NXT in the first run. It didn't say NXT replays. I'm trying to find out if NXT will now appear on the Peacock streaming service or if that will remain on USA Network. If it stays on USA, not a big change. If it goes first run on WWE Network on Peacock, well, that's a big leveraging tool for Peacock. That is first run content that is viewed by about 650,000 people a week, every single week on USA. So if they get that first run on Peacock, as opposed to keeping it on USA, which now, by the way, has NHL hockey on it, there could be a lot of moving parts here. Lots of questions there. People wondering, will this cause them to start charging for pay-per-views? They say they'll be free on the service with the subscription. I have that concern. Brandon Thurston says he does not. So I'm more inclined to believe him. Daniel Marshall says, hope all is well, Mr. Sapp. Hope all is well with you. Please donate a super chat if you want your question or statement read on the air. Follow-up says, I assume this is much like the WWE and Sony deal in India then. Does this mean that episodes of NXT and Raw would also be streamed live on Peacock? It said replays of Raw, but I would assume that there is some sort of deal where they could probably air that earlier because of the nature of that deal with NBC Universal and USA and Peacock. They're all tied in together. So I think that's a real possibility for sure. Seller Justin Lopez says, hell of a contingency plan in case Fox drops them in 3 years. I recall last year, Vince wanted to move pay-per-views to other streaming services. Moving the whole network is a huge win. I have a new report on FightfulSelect.com. Please subscribe over there. Hey, especially if you're saving all that money with the Peacock deal. Plop $5 down on FightfulSelect.com. We got you more breaking and backstage news than anybody else in wrestling, period. But they aren't, like, if they get dropped by Fox, they'll sign somewhere else with SmackDown. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, these viewership numbers are so bad. They will make a lot of money doing something somewhere else. Like, they're not going to pass up on over $100 million a year, yada, yada, just because Fox drops them if that happens. JJ says, probably a dumb question, but any changes worldwide? WWE indicated to us that this only affects U.S. subscribers, so it would appear not. DJ Cass says, it's probably a stretch for me to say, but does this also mean that the WWE network itself on its own wasn't going to work because of lack of popularity? No, it does not mean that. It just did work. They just sold the WWE network rights for 5 years and $1 billion. So the only way you can chalk it up, they won. There's no bad way to really chop this up, my guys. There's just no way. Like, even the wrestlers that I speak to initially subscribe to FightfulSelect.com, but even the pessimistic ones are positive. I don't think that this is a bad move for anybody. I mean, there's a lot of people outside the U.S. that are going to be like, how does it affect me? Well, it might not. And they're going to get these kinds of deals all over the place, I would assume, if possible. Ray says, did Vince save himself for the Q4 call? You damn right he did. This has been in the works for a long time. Again, FightfulSelect.com has the scoop on that, but this has been in the works for a long time. There were people I talked to that were surprised this wasn't in there for the Q4 call a year ago. Because I remember being on a bus to, I think it was Cleveland or something, to do the AEW spot. And I was talking to people in WWE that were like, oh, we thought that something big was going to be announced. It didn't. Reminder, get in those super chats if you want your questions or statements read on the air. You are going to want to tune in to the Listen You Boy this week on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Jimmy Van, Fightful founder, businessman. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. And we're going to speak to Brandon Howard Thurston about this week as well. There's already some WWE content up on Peacock. So let me explain to you guys how this works. Peacock has free subscriptions. I don't think there will be much first-run WWE content on those. I know that when I signed up for a free one just minutes ago, it had some WWE content there, like WrestleMania Rewind and Untold and some things like that. I didn't go deep dive into that. WWE Network is supposed to be a part of the $4.99 edition. Now, that will allow them to run ads on Peacock as well. So you get access to the service and they run ads. So they're going to make money off those ads that they run there as well. However, you can upgrade, pay an extra $5 a month, and you won't have those ads. That's what most people migrating from the WWE Network will do. They will they will be like, well, we're already paying $9.99, and now we get access to all this stuff. Like, I mean, The Office. It ain't for me. I'm not a big fan of The Office, but it's a lot of other people's things. You know what I mean? For a lot of other people, that's a home run decision for them. They're like, oh, wait, now I get to pay less than what I was paying before, and I get all this. So let's look at it from a fan perspective. You get that. You get like all this stuff. You get all the Peacock stuff, and it's the same price you're paying. Or you can pay half that and get all the stuff that you're currently getting on WWE Network. And you get the Peacock stuff with ads. If you're an American fan, this is really good. If you're a wrestler, you're going to be going and saying, hey, you know how we don't get streaming rights? That needs to change, or our downsides need to be jumped up. Now, here's the thing. They were a couple years ago. The downsides were being significantly increased in like 2018, 2019, as WWE was trying to sign away talent to keep them from going to AEW. I mean, you had the Revival, FTR, getting like $700,000, $800,000 offers. Anderson and Gallows, $700,000 each. Like big offers. You got Riddle, however, re-signing for like $400K over 3 years recently. And them being told, oh, well, maybe we'll talk again around the time that WrestleMania comes. Now, I've heard some more information regarding that I will be breaking on Fightful Select this week that I can't really delve into too much. But there are a lot of people that are currently renegotiating their deals, and they're like, man, it's a good thing that I have not signed on the dotted line yet. DJ Cass says it's definitely financially good. WWE is good for like the next 10 years plus. Oh, they're good for a very, very, very long time. They've got 3 concurrent billion-dollar deals for American content right now. Right now. That's unreal. I'm going to look and see what this did for the WWE stock. If you're one of those people that got in, I didn't do really much. At 9:30, actually, yeah, it did. Yeah, it hasn't really affected things much. The stock's actually right where it was on Friday at close. JL says, do you think wrestlers get paid more down the line? Yeah, I do. I do think that they get paid more down the line because this is another negotiating tool for them. And admittedly, they're not getting probably a lot of streaming rights right now, but they are getting increased downside guarantees. Now, I don't know how that translates. There are a lot of variables that are going on here. WWE isn't doing live events right now. I don't know the next time they will. I don't think they'll do live events outside, Raw, SmackDown, WrestleMania, stuff like that. They're not going to do house shows, I would assume, through this year. They were on a break even with house shows already. So that's a wash. That's a complete wash. However, the downsides went up as a result. So these wrestlers were getting higher downside guarantees. And the way a downside guarantee works is you make that amount in a year, and once you surpass that value, et cetera, you don't get paid beyond that. That's why the Revival last year, they had already made beyond their downsides when they were leaving WWE, so WWE didn't pay them for the last set of house shows that they were on for a while at least. Also, all these deals have come into play. You've got all these Fox, NBC Universal, Peacock deals that are emerging, and that's changing the WWE's financials. And WWE is a publicly traded company, so we are going to see those financials and how that works out. So, I mean, there's so many different things, so many different variables that go into negotiating a contract when you are with WWE. Rashawn Kirby says, will NBC eventually buy WWE? Why negotiate billion-dollar deals every 4 years when you could just own everything for not that much more money? Well, here's the thing with every $1 billion deal that WWE accrues and gets, they are worth more and more and more money. They're increasing that value, that sale value. They are just sending that through the roof. Rob Wilkinson says, the WWE talent that we're hoping for more money at contract time, that's good. This is great for the consumer. I hope Vince brings back Briscoe and Kyoto. I don't think this will really affect that. I think the people that they were going to bring back, they pretty well have, unless they're going to bring them back like a year or two down the line. You know what I mean? But Kyoto's doing well. He's got a pretty good show on Conrad's network. Whoops. Raw 1618 says Peacock Premium is free for Xfinity customers. I'm just telling you guys, all you people that are going to be saving $5 to $10 on switching to Peacock from WWE Network, FightfulSelect.com, my guys. I'm telling you. How about this? Exclusive breaking news every single day. On Monday, I've got the Backstage Report. That's 15, 20 minutes of just exclusive news. Tuesday, you get Alex's Sour Graps, the best one-man show review there is, period. Wednesday, you get The List Goes On. It's our Listen Your Boy post show. Thursdays, I do a Q&A where you can ask me really anything you want. Friday, people are saying, oh, you people. Yeah. Friday, we've got all kinds of stuff that drops there. Usually some exclusive news ahead of SmackDown. But Saturday is Alex's Sour Grap SmackDown review. And Sunday, we do the Weekender podcast. If you're looking for a 205 Live, NXT UK, NWA, BTE review, GCW, we got you covered there. And we are adding a bunch of new shows soon. Oh my gosh, we're going to have like 30 shows a month on that service. That's before you get the exclusive breaking news. Hot dog. Hey guys, please leave a thumbs up on this video. If you got any more questions, donate a super chat. I'm going to hang around a little bit longer. This is obviously going to be something that you want to check out at FightfulWrestling.com and Fightful.com. Dare I say your leader in exclusive wrestling news and just wrestling news in general. We're not wasting your time with 2-line articles, my friend. That ain't us. We do a nice update in the evening that kind of collects all that stuff that doesn't need to be one full article. Ray Callahan said, can't wait for the network documentary reviews. That's a show we just announced. We're working on a migration of our own from Fightful Select. It's on Patreon right now, and we're going to move it over to the website. And one of the things I announced is that I'll be reviewing WWE Network content. And now that WWE Network content will be on Peacock. So, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. We got Sean Ross stories coming up where I'll tell you, I'll interview a subject, so to speak. We'll be talking about covering like things in Vegas and Toronto, all that. You'll have Jeremy and Joe's retro reviews. Also, while I have you all here, subscribe to Fightful Scraps, youtube.com/Fightful Scraps. I think we're doing some Rumble watch-alongs this week. And, of course, twitch.tv/Fightful Gamings. People asking when it goes to the main site. We're working on it. We'll keep updating you. For now, subscribe to FightfulSelect.com on Patreon. It's the best way to support us. I don't have a set date for that, but we are working on it. So I want to know what you guys think about this integration, this move. Okay, we had people saying, we're in Facebook.com/Fightful Online. They're worried that the content of WWE Network will go downhill when it goes on a Peacock. I don't think so. I don't think it will. Now, you can point at WWE Monday Night Raw and say, well, you know what? They got a $1 billion deal and their show sucks real bad now. Raw has not been great consistently for months on end for a very long time. SmackDown has been really, really great since SummerSlam. Just unbelievable since SummerSlam. And I don't think that with a new $1 billion deal that WWE will lose that motivation. You know what I mean? When I get a guarantee and it's for more money, I work way harder. There are a lot of people that work better on incentive base. But did y'all hear that? That's the siren in my small town that says, it's noon! Tornado siren. I don't think that will cause them to cruise. WWE puts together amazing documentaries. You might tune in on a Monday night and you might hear me crap on Monday Night Raw. I ain't going to crap on their documentaries, man. I'm about to fire up that Bianca Belair Chronicle this afternoon. Oh, man. Dustin says the Effie interview just dropped. Yep. So I'm gonna wrap this up. You guys want to listen to that Effie interview. If you like what we're talking about here, Effie does the same thing, but about Twitch in our interview that just dropped here. Christian says, weird questions. The WWE Icon series episodes or documentaries? It's individual documentaries about a subject. JL says, SRS, the Ariel Helwani of wrestling. Ariel's one of the best, so I appreciate that. Other than The Office, hearing SRS report on this has been more entertaining than NBC or WWE have done in forever. No thanks. The Good Place was very good. I love Kristen Bell. And Kareem says, will Fox be annoyed that SmackDown is on NBC, even if it's just the reruns? I don't know. I'm going to reach out to any sources in regards to that. But I mean, it was already on the WWE network. It just does like a month afterwards. And they say, hopefully NBC fixes Peacock's UI. It's dreadful. So is WWE's. And this isn't a super chat, but I see somebody saying, hopefully they'll take the network search. Man, network search is real bad too. I'm going to talk to somebody who helped build that and really bust their balls because they're a buddy of mine, but a damn. Throwback, who was on the Rumble watch along on Twitch last night, says, does this affect other cable subscribers that is not an owner by NBC Universal? Comcast is owned by NBC Universal. This is great because it's attached to your cable, but I wonder about others. I'm not sure. We'll get more details as they emerge on that, but you got to subscribe to Peacock to get WWE Network. That's it. That's how it will be in a few months. Guys, please leave a thumbs up. We are back tonight, right after Monday Night Raw. We will get Denise Salcedo's thoughts on this. We have the best post-Raw show. We have the best post-SmackDown show. We have the best post-AEW and NXT show. And how about this? We're going to have the best post-Royal Rumble show this weekend. Until next time, we're out.